This time, the quilt shop quilters will present the Quilts of Valor.
Probably spotted.
Thank you for allowing us to be part of your Veterans Day program today. I'm Charlene Schroeder, and with me today are Corinne Bard, Barbara Brazy, Eunice Johnson, and Vicki Loof. We are volunteers with the Quilt Shop Quilters Group here in Wakefield. In 2003, a quilter named Catherine Roberts started the movement that became the Quilts of Valor when her son was deployed in Iraq. Since that time, over 233,000 Quilts of Valor have been awarded. Our mission is to honor our service members and veterans who have been touched by war with comforting and healing Quilts of Valor. Would the following veterans please come forward and sit in the chairs in front of me in the order that I call your name. Willard Bartels. Joe Beatty. Lyle Beckenhauer. Jean Brown. Dwayne Erickson. Dennis Fredrickson. John Geezer. Alan Johnson. Merle Kruzmark. Bob Luberstedt. Bruce Lundahl. Leland Miner. Butch Mortensen. I don't think Butch is present. Con Munson. Ken Pettit. Gary Preston. Gary Salmon. Jim Salmon,
I think it's the other Jim.
Jean Schroeder, and Ken Thompson. Willard Bartels entered the United States Army on October 17, 1955, and was honorably discharged on October 16, 1957. John Beatty entered the United States Army on March 20th, 1969, and was honorably discharged on March 16, 1971. Lyle Beckenhauer entered the service of the United States Air Force in 1964 and was honorably discharged in 1969. Gene Brown entered the Army National Guard in January 1963 and was honorably discharged in July of 1969. Dwayne Erickson entered the United States Army on November 8, 1960 and was honorably discharged on November 8, 1962. Dennis Frederickson entered the United States Army in February 1958 and was honorably discharged November 18, 1960. John Gieser entered the Army National Guard June 1999 and was honorably discharged January 2006. Alan Johnson entered the United States Air Force in 1965 and was honorably discharged in May 1970. Merle Kruzmark entered the United States Air Force in January 1966 and was honorably discharged December 1971. Bob Luberstead entered the United States Army in 1964 and was honorably discharged in 1966. Bruce Lindahl entered the United States Navy in May of 1966 and was honorably discharged in July of 1966. Leland Miner entered the United States Army on August 4th, 1972 and was honorably discharged on August 1st, 1975. Butch Mortensen entered the Army Air National Guard on August 25th, 1965 and was honorably discharged on May 28th, 1969. Con Munson entered the United States Navy in 1945 and was honorably discharged in 1947. Kevin Pettit entered the United States Navy on August 27, 1958, and was honorably discharged on August 24, 1962. Gary Preston entered the United States Army on February 10, 1971, and was honorably discharged on February 9, 1973. Gary Salmon entered the United States Army on March 18, 1968, and was honorably discharged on November 15, 1969. Jim Salmon entered the United States Army on November 27, 1963, and was honorably discharged on August 27, 1965. Gene Schroeder entered the United States Army on May 10, 1956, and was honorably discharged April 17, 1958. Ken Thompson entered the Army National Guard in 1963 and was honorably discharged in 1969. On behalf of the Quilts of Valor Foundation, thank you, veterans, for your service to our country. And thank you for allowing us to recognize you today.
Would our veterans please go back to your original seat for the remainder of the assembly?